Hey, welcome back. This is episode 5 of the Pay to Scale podcast, and I'm Gabriela Claravall from Adveryz Digital Marketing. I want to start this one a little differently. No big frame intro, no teaser, just something I've been sitting with lately, something I had to learn myself. Here it is. Spending more money on a broken ad doesn't fix it. It just burns the money faster. Sounds obvious, right? And yet, there is this one most common mistake I see small business owners making. So let's talk about it. There's this assumption that runs through a lot of small businesses, marketing, and it goes something like this. If I just had a bigger budget, my ads would work. And I get it, it feels logical. More research, more eyeballs, more results, but that's not how it actually works. Budget is an accelerant. That's it. It takes whatever is already happening in your campaign and speeds it up. If your creative is resonating, more budget will pour fuel on that fire. But if your creative is flat, more budget just accelerates the loss. I've seen businesses go from $500 a month to $2,000 a month and get the exact same cost per result, sometimes worse, because nothing about the underlying creative or strategy changed. The platform didn't suddenly reward them for spending more. It just had more money to spend inefficiently. Here's the thing I've been reflecting on lately. I was working through an account, not going to get into specifics, and the instinct on the table was to increase the budget to push through a performance plateau. And I had to stop and ask, wait, is the creative actually working? When I look at the data, hook retention was low. People were seeing the ad and moving on within the first few seconds. The budget had nothing to do with it. The hook wasn't stopping anyone. And that reframe from spend more to fix what's broken first is something I keep coming back to because it changes how you approach every decision in the account. Before you touch budget, ask, is the creative doing its job? Okay, let's get practical. If you're a small business just getting started with meta ads, here's how I think about budget. You need enough to learn, but not so much that a bad creative destroys you financially while you figure it out. For most small businesses, somewhere between 600 and 1500 a month is enough to run a real test, if the creative is intentional and the structure is sound. That's not a magic number. That's a range where the platform has enough data to optimize and you have enough runway to actually see what's working. What the budget should not be doing is propping up an ad that isn't converting. The moment you are spending to maintain a flat result, you are not investing. You're just paying for nothing. The smarter move is always spend less, test more variations, find what works, then scale. Here's what I want you to take from this one. Your budget is not your problem. Your creative is probably the issue. Before you increase spend on anything, ask yourself, do I actually know this creative is working? Is my hook landing? Resonating? Because if the answer is no, more budget is not your next step. Better creative is. That's the shift. And once you make it, you stop feeling like ads are a money pit and start feeling like they're actually a system that you can control. And hey, if you're getting value from Pay to Scale, please subscribe wherever you're listening. It's the best way to make sure you never miss an episode. And honestly, it means the world to a small business owner who's out here building this thing one episode at a time. If you want to leave a review, I will not stop you. Come find me on Instagram or over at Adveryz Digital Marketing, spelled with a Z. Adveryz. I'd love to hear what you're working through. Until next time, clarity always comes before campaigns. This is Paid to Scale. See you in episode 6.